So basically the entire time since day one, Bob and I have been telling people we're never going to the moon because
You honestly believe that you're never going to the moon.
we're never going to the moon. It's just not going to happen.
Never did, never will.
And you start to see this trend since about 1980 where they kind of build people up. Obviously, we supposedly went during the entire time during Nixon's reign, which is funny. And then Nixon disappears. And then all of a sudden, we just have this drop off and there's nobody talking about the moon anymore. And since that time, 1972, no one's gone further than so-called 250 miles from the Earth.
Just promises.
Promises. And the time is the disappointment.
Yeah.
And it should come after maybe the 90s. I could see people saying, this is a little bit fishy here. Then you get to be the 2000s. Then you start to realize, wait a second, they're never going to the moon.
Yeah.
That this is just something you keep kind of pushing out. And what they do a good job of, get the money from Congress. They, spend some of it, then come and say, we're not going to have enough money to get to the moon by 2010. So they say, okay, we'll give you another $5 whatever. Okay, now they go back to the drawing board, then come back and say, we're not going to be able to go. Okay, give them a little bit more. It's just a game. You just keep doing that, and eventually people will, I would think, wake up. But it doesn't seem like they are.
Well, they are. They are just on a small scale again, because nobody's going to listen to them if they speak out again.
And remember...
So, Bob... go ahead.
I was going to say, and remember, all the fanboys are coming to say, yeah, you guys are going to feel really stupid, when they get something on the moon. And then when Obama decided that he was going to send NASA back to the moon, right? All the fanboys came out, oh, all right, you guys are going to feel pretty stupid when they send somebody back to the moon. And, of course, you know where I'm headed with this, right?
Please do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And I've got this up on the screen for the Globebusters audience, but there is an article in Fortune.com, and it is titled NASA Cancels Moon Mission, Frustrating Scientists. And it starts...
And fanboys.
Oh, I know, and fanboys, right? And it just says, scientists helping NASA put a rover on the moon are scratching their heads about why the mission was canceled and why they were told to end their operations within the next month. And it goes on, explaining a whole bunch of stuff. But the bottom line is look, guys, they canceled another moon mission. And every time that they have a deadline or that it even looks like they might not be able to make it, something is going to coincidentally come up, right? Because they're never going to go back to the moon, ever.
And what is I think it's shortly after the beginning of that article, maybe third paragraph, there's a quote from a guy. What does that quote say?
It says, this action is viewed with both incredulity and dismay by our community, especially as the President's Space Policy Directive 1 directs NASA to go to the lunar surface.
I thought there was a quote somewhere that says how many missions they're planned currently. I don't remember where that quote was. I'll find it. It says, there are currently no missions to go to the moon. Now there are no missions. So, I mean, people, and remember that it was just last year that every major article, and this is what space gets away with, that nobody else does. They get away with promises coming nowhere near true.
Yeah.
And then
empty promises.
And then they just erase out of people's minds because it's about this lie that people love. And then they just get to bring him out again in a little while. So last year we were told that Elon Musk was going to send people around the moon, even though people never even thought, Elon Musk has never put people into orbit yet. And if you're going to put people around the moon, the very first thing you would do is put people in orbit.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. But people didn't care about that. So what happened? Well, he's never going to he didn't send anybody around the moon. And so it'll just come and go this year. Now I think they said recently, the people backed out, or, this is what we're trying to say, though, that this will continue to happen as it always has happened since the late 80s, 90s.